Hello, hi, welcome to the channel. My name is Buseletso, aka Growing Seed SA. Happy New Year! I hope it's not too late to say Happy New Year for 2020. So let's talk about how we're going to achieve our goals, myself included. So I'll be saying a lot of we's and us in this video because I'm also really geared up and excited about the new year and excited about all of the new goals and things that I want to achieve. Some are actually not even new, but they're carry-ons from 2018 and even 2017 that I still want to do and I still want to achieve, even as far as 2016. And I know I'm not the only one, so please stay on this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to it. So let me sit back and get into the video, check my notes, and give you the information that I've found, the information that I've also realized by introspecting myself, my life, and why I haven't achieved some of these important goals. So let's sit back and enjoy. Okay, so like I said, I actually had to sit down and introspect myself and my life and actually have an understanding of why I haven't been achieving the goals that I wanted to achieve. Look, I've achieved some goals, granted, but there's also quite a couple of things that I haven't achieved that I thought were important to me, and the fact that I still think about them, I think is reason enough for me to know that they're important and I need to take them off my list, and I still want to actually achieve them. So this is what I wrote, all of the things down as I reflected, but I also did listen to the Good Life Project, which is a podcast. There's a podcast episode which I'll link in the description box. It's kind of lengthy, it's about 80 minutes long, if not longer, but I took my time to listen to it while I was busy with other things, and it actually, you know, gave me a lot of tips and ideas as to what it is I can try to do a little bit better for myself to achieve these goals. So the first thing I would say that I wrote down here is that make sure that these goals are realistic to you. You know, the keyword is that they're realistic to you. Someone might think that the goal is too big and maybe you cannot achieve it as yet, or someone might think that really that's your goal, just that, but you know that it's realistic and important to you. And also by realistic, I mean that something that you can actually achieve, you know, in 2020. It's great and fun that you might want to live in a 20 million rand house, but when you look at your current income, you know, it just may not get you there. But the point is that you want a new house. For instance, you know, I'll just make this example because it's the most common one. I did my vision board in 2019 October for 2020, and after I did it, I reviewed it this year and I realized that it may have went a little bit overboard in terms of being realistic, that can I achieve this in 2020. However, like I said, for instance, if it's a house that you wanted to buy in 2020, maybe you can review if you can get a smaller house. Perhaps you got a nice big bougie pretty awesome house from your homeowners magazine. That's really great, because what it also does is that it keeps that picture in your mind and it tells your subconscious that this is what you're going for. But in terms of being realistic, is that exactly what you can go for, or is it something cheaper? And maybe you cannot afford to buy it, but you can afford to save up and build it. So make sure that however you're able to acquire what it is that you want, that you are envisioning yourself having in 2020, that it's realistic, and in the way that you'll go about receiving it or getting it, working on it, will actually be realistic and achievable. The second thing is that write them down. You know, everybody talks about this and this is not new. Even a lot of the other things I'm going to talk about are not new. You've probably heard these before, especially now because it's the beginning of the year. Everybody's talking about achieving goals, but it's important to write it down or put it down in pictures in a form that you can actually see it, whether it's on sticky notes, on your phone screen, somewhere that you can see this, desktop screensaver, somewhere where you can see it as regularly as possible, so that the picture is continually imprinted in your mind, even if it means going through your diary or planner for the year and every quarterly reinserting, writing those goals down. Maybe you've written them down in January, somewhere again in March. Find a date where you write them down, find a date again as you move over to your July's, August, again September-ish, and then towards the end of the year again. You'd be surprised what it is that you can actually still achieve in the last month of the year. So write it down even then. So either you write it down in your diary or planners, you write it on sticky notes. Screensaver is also a really great idea, or desktop saver. And then actually making a vision board. There's a lot of videos of people making vision boards, so you can also incorporate an actual vision board that you can put up, whether in your office, in your on your fridge at home, wherever, whatever the space you have in your room at res, or wherever it is that you're living or spend most of your time in. And then thirdly, I would say, if you want your vision to be crystal clear in 2020, you have to plan. I mean, there's no running away from planning at all. And I think this was the biggest thing for me. I'm not a very detailed planner. I'm good at planning, execution, but the two things I'm not that good at are detailed planning, as well as following through with whatever I've done consistently. I can follow through up to a certain point, and then I lose interest easily, and before I know it, the idea or whatever I was working on has died out. So if we really want to make 2020 crystal clear, we have to plan. There's just no running away from it at all. Alright, so the fourth thing for me that is very important is accountability. Now, you may remember, if you've seen my 2019 lessons video, I spoke about not prematurely announcing things. And sometimes in accountability, obviously that's what you'll be doing. You know, whoever you're speaking to, you'll be talking about something before you achieve it, or before you even start working on it. So this is completely up to you. Like I said also in the video, there are things that I'm okay with talking about, but there are things that I'm not okay with talking about prematurely. But with the things that I know that I really want to achieve this, but I can't do it on my own, if I really want to achieve it and I can keep it to myself, I feel that strongly about it, great. But if I know that I can't do it on my own, and because of my past struggles with being accountable to myself, now I want to switch things up and try something different, I think it's important that we speak to someone. The one thing, if you're a little bit like me and afraid of speaking immaturely of certain goals that you're trying to achieve, is if you can and can afford to, invest in a business coach or a life coach, career coach. People like that can help you a lot. But also find someone that you can trust, you know, if that's not much of an option. If you just want someone to give you a little nudge reminder, then someone you're really close to, a close friend, close colleague, close family member, your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, someone that you feel can drive you as well, and not necessarily annoy you with your goal, but actually help you to move you forward. Okay, the next thing is that we need to really just start making our long-term goals and short-term goals very clear, and separate them and make sure that they're very distinct, because sometimes you can be stuck doing something that is a long-term goal and it's actually consuming so much of your time that you're not even considering your short-term goals anymore, and you're not getting to do them at all. So making sure that you know what it is you need to do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, for every half of the year, you know that I've reached the mark and done what I needed to do and what I told myself that I was going to do. At the end of the day, this all adds up, and by the end of the year, everything that you did on a daily basis can be very inspiring even to yourself, and it can mean a lot to you when you sit down and realize how far you've come. And then lastly, make your move by taking action, you know. So ask yourself questions like, who can I talk to make this goal achievable? What can I do today towards achieving this goal? What is my day going to look like while I work on this goal today? How am I going to feel after doing this work? You know, some of the work that we do are obviously to, if not all of the work actually, is to give us a feeling. So you want to feel satisfied, you want to feel accomplished, you want to feel like a super mom at the end of the year, and you want to feel like this go-getter and this leader that everybody is looking up to. So make intentional statements every day, or ask yourself intentional questions that can actually drive you and move you towards taking that action. Like I said in the previous one, that every action counts. So day by day, what you ask yourself, what you say to yourself, what you feed yourself with can be very limiting or allowing for you to expand and do more and achieve more. So that's it from me today. I really hope that these tips will be helpful. There's a whole lot more. Like I said, I'll link the video to the Good Life Project podcast that I listened to. I've also been listening to other people and seeing other people talk about their goals. I had a nice sit down session with my family talking about goals, what we want to achieve this year, how we can go about helping each other achieve those things. And I've been sitting down doing my own personal meditations about my goals, looking at my vision board. So there's steps and things that I've taken already towards achieving these goals, and the rest is up to the universe, up to my beloved Lord, to God, to help me achieve these. While I also do my part. But at the same time, I do want to say congratulations to everybody who has achieved their goals in the past years. It's amazing to see people achieving goals, to ticking off things on their bucket list and sharing that with us, especially on social media. You know, you see people doing things that they spoke about, things that they planned for, things that they intentionally wrote down as their goals for the year. Really well done to you. And to those goals that you haven't achieved, I hope 2020 will help you get there. And even by the end of the year, if you don't achieve them, it's all part of the plan. Bye. Mwah.